far from it. Okay, 4 apostrophes. The problem with apostrophes is that, number 1, people don't know how to use them. And number 2, which that's fine in the big scheme of life, just like I tell y'all with all this grammar. Big scheme of life, when you're just, texting somebody, that kind of thing, who cares? But if you're sending a business email or an email to your professor one day when you're in college, you needed to use an apostrophe, you need to know how to use them. Okay? So, we use them. I need my day to be better, so I need you not to say things. Contractions. When you are taking words that you can put together and just condensing them, you use an apostrophe. It is becomes it with an apostrophe. Cannot becomes can't. We all know that. I would guess. Y'all know that, right?
You do that with 2009?
Yes, like if you're just putting part of a year, you can put apostrophe in front of the second half of that. Mm-hmm.
Did you not know?
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Like when they
They put 2009.
I don't know why they chose 2009. The textbook did that. I really don't know.
So could you do it for like 1918?
Like, for what?
1918, something like that. Just put an apostrophe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, I will tell y'all this. Just if you're writing something formal, like if you were writing a history paper and talking about 1918, you wouldn't want to do that. That's a little more informal. Same thing with contractions. Typically, you want to say cannot in a formal piece of writing rather than contractions that's considered informal. Okay?
Cannot, one word.
It can be both. It's accepted both. All right, so when you have just a singular noun, one thing all by itself, and it becomes possessive, something's going to belong to it, you put an apostrophe S on it. Okay? If your noun is plural and it ends in an S, you put the apostrophe after the S. But that's only if it's plural and ends in an S. Because some plural words don't end in an S, like men. That's plural, but it doesn't end in an S, so you use this rule, apostrophe S. People is plural, but it doesn't end in an S, so you still use this rule, apostrophe S. Okay? When you have joint possession, 2 or more people own the same thing, okay, you put the apostrophe S on the very last noun. Laura, Ann, and Allison's project. That one project, it belongs to all 3 of them. You put the apostrophe S on the very last name. Okay? Now, if you were talking about the different projects, you put an apostrophe S on each person's name. Okay? And then indefinite pronouns, anyone, anybody, someone, somebody, all of those, you put apostrophe S to show possession. You never put apostrophe S to make something plural. And that's what people tend to do. It's completely wrong. When you're talking about 5 students, just in general, you do not put an apostrophe on it to make it plural, just possessive. Okay? So on the back, all you had to do was go in and either add an apostrophe where one was needed, or cross it out if it didn't need to be there. Okay? Stress can really take a toll on your body's physical health and on your mind's ability to focus. So, Michael, should I put an apostrophe anywhere? Where? Okay. Because the ability belongs to the mind. Does anyone else see another place? Austin?
I think body.
Yes. The physical health of the body. There should be an apostrophe between the Y and the S. In a survey, 14-year-olds didn't mind listing why they worry. Jody? Yes, that's the contraction for did not. The apostrophe takes the place of the O and not. That's it. There should not be an apostrophe in 14-year-olds because they're not owning anything. It's just plural. Okay? The stress caused by long hours of homework topped the list along with demanding after-school activities. Emery.
You don't need an apostrophe in hours.
Yes, there's no ownership there. It is simply plural, more than 1 hour, so we're going to take that apostrophe out. And then, that's it. You don't add any apostrophes anywhere in that sentence. It's surprising, perhaps, but some people's lists included families. All right, Sophie, what you think?
An apostrophe in.
Yes, this "it's" means it is surprising. So when you can replace those 3 letters with "it is," then you need an apostrophe. Okay? Is there anything else in that particular sentence? Yes, the list belonged to those people. People is plural, but it doesn't end in an S. So you put your apostrophe between the E and the S. Many of the teens even listed their friends as a source of stress. Ben, what you think? Let me get this clear. Hold on a minute. Okay. Well, we're just talking about the teens. They don't own anything, so it doesn't need an apostrophe. Yeah. Those friends, there's no ownership. It's just more than one friend, so there should not be an apostrophe in friends. 10 years ago, the list wasn't very different. What about that one? Jose, what you think? Yes, wasn't is short for was not, so you need an apostrophe between the N and the T. Those 14-year-olds' worries included siblings too.
Yeah, apostrophe in old.
Okay, so the worries belong to many 14-year-olds, plural with an S.
And then you got apostrophe another S.
Well,
Or after the apostrophe
after, because it's more than one. It's plural. You put an S on it to make it plural, so my apostrophe goes after the S. And I think my screen froze. Let's see. Yep, it did. I'll try this.